So today's guest is William Billiam, the man Tomasichi, aka Ugly Mofo number 3.
Woo!
Put it away, Willie. There's kids watching this.
I'm already halfway through again, and I don't know what I'm
That
doing right now.
nice pregame. No, man, that's life. None of us know what we're doing, but we just whip it out and hope for the best. What do they call it? The naked man, as they say.
Naked man.
Life.
Some of us shouldn't be naked at all ever. Just none of that ever.
Who was running through your head naked when you said that?
Barney.
Was
Barney
he?
doing when he was like
He's buff though. Yeah, he's like in shape.
he's in shape. He's in shape.
Yeah, he's in shape. Yeah, not buff, but in shape. Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend to drink some water because
Yeah, no, yeah, man. All the greats are doing it. This thing's been empty for like 3 weeks, but it's the same bottle and it still works as a prop. So.
what was good. What I don't like water, but this one's like icy from being in my freezer, so I like it.
What happened to the days your freezer or your refrigerator was all monsters?
I mean, there's one Red Bull, not a sponsor.
Red Bull, not a sponsor, not yet. If they
Not
want
yet.
their brand, imagine.
I don't know. It's stuff. Life happens, and then the fridge is empty, and then no one fills it. That's how that happens.
I know what you mean. I miss that fridge that you bought. It's filled with water now.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, what do you mean? You got rid of it, or what?
No. What? When? Even if I had a house, I'd still have the fridge like next to my bed. You can never have cold beverages like that. But more importantly, Willie, tell me, what are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter?
Hold on.
Trying to set the mood. I
Yeah.
warn you, action does not work on me. I'm impervious to your charms, to your wilds.
I don't know. People are dumb on both sides, and they're use it for dumb stuffs, and I'd rather just. I don't know. I think someone told me that one of the main guys for Black Lives Matter said that what was it? Something about someone said all lives matter, and he said like no, Black Lives Matter more. So I don't know, it's like not even wanting equality or justice anymore. They kind of want to like
superiority.
Yeah. I don't know. It's dumb.
Terry Crews got in trouble for exactly saying something similar. He was saying roughly the same thing. He's like, yes, there's inequality, and yes, we should like try to even it out, but it's gonna take both black people and white people, right, to make it work. And he got crap from that. He got, you know how Terry Crews played the dad and Everybody Hates Chris. Chris, the actor, the little kid, actually, I think gave him some crap on Twitter or something for saying that, which is shocking. After everything I've heard of Terry Crews, I respect the man immensely.
Because the thing is, just like however everyone wants to blame the protests for the rioters and not the rioters for their for their own rioting.
Yeah,
they want to be like, oh, like they're out here protesting and look how they're protesting, robbing stores. It's like they're trying to lump them all together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Black Lives Matter does that too. They're trying to like
everyone that's not black is bad, stuff like that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people that are in the BLM movement that are just as toxic as the people who who blame black people.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're not there for the they're not there for the equality. They're there for the violence.
Yeah. So just like they're accusing the people being there for the violence, a lot of BLM's people, supporters, whatever the hell they're called, I don't know. It just seems like they're just as toxic.
Hey, yeah,
Whether it's
downtown.
warranted or not, who knows? You know, it's not
Who knows? Right,
it's
our
not my
place.
place to say
Yeah,
if it's what's it called,
justified.
earned, justified because of what they've gone through for these hundreds of years. But at
Mm.
the same time, that's not going to solve anything, you know.
Yeah, no. Downtown San Jose, it looked like a game of Grand Theft Auto for those first couple days, man. Like trash cans on fire, shops were boarded up, like spray paint, glass breaking, police holding them back, crowds. It was kind of scary. Yeah, that's, um,
It's just all, I don't know. It's all, I hate everyone. That's the point.
right. I hated
Equally,
everyone, but yeah, right. I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say I hated
There's your
everyone.
equality.
I hated everyone before this. I still hate them all the same after and during. I hate everyone equally, and no one can understand your sexual orientation.
Yeah, pretty much. It is. Oh no, oh God, I was gonna say it's fluid, but you know that's a whole other can of worms.
Oh yeah, uh,
Yeah.
fluid. I've always been curious to what that meant. I always thought it was like effeminate guys that are fluid,
Mm.
because for the most part, it's been guys who date girls who call themselves fluid. Like they're not comfortable calling themselves straight, but they do the only ones that I've seen date girls, but they do seem to find guys attractive. Never to that degree, though, to the
I'm
same
just
degree.
reading off my notes right here. You know,
Oh man, you're more
what's all
prepared
that?
than me.
I was like, what's all that screaming on your end?
Oh, my little brother's playing with our dog. He screams. He's
Who,
a screamer.
who's screaming, Kenny or the dog?
I,
That's what I'm
I
worried.
I believe Kenny because he does scream more often. He's louder than our dog by a lot.
Oh, well, right now
Good
I'm a
heavens.
plebe using
Hey, no,
wired headphones because I don't
ye-
have.
yesterday I had to use the emergency Pixel headphones instead of
I'm
just the
using.
Pixel Buds.
Yeah, no, I'm just using the Samsung ones that came with Jonah's Note 10.
Bit that
No,
reminds me,
no, it wasn't Jonah. It was some other. It was
some other.
a guy over here who has the Note 10 as well, and he gave me the headphones because he doesn't need them. They're USB-C headphones.
Mm. Speaking of headphones, I still have the Skull Candy earbuds you gave me all those years ago. The
Uh,
metal ones. Like, well, the wiring is metal. Like this is metal.
sounds familiar, yeah.
Oh well, the point is one of them stopped working, but I don't have the heart to like do anything with them. Like I still
Throw them
have
away.
them in their little pouch. No, it's too
Throw them away.
emotional.
No, I don't have anything right now. Just throw them away. You can
I
have
want to
these.
I want to learn how to fix them before I throw them away because they're really nice and they're like metal and
I
earbuds.
remember the earpiece, like the thing that being housing.
Mm.
I don't remember the cable. Maybe it has like a
Yeah,
mesh on it.
yeah. I guess it has a mesh, but yeah, this is definitely like maybe just the outside. It's definitely metal. It's very stiff too. Like it keeps the
Yeah.
shape, and not in a hard plastic anyway, unless it's that. Point is, so not that long ago, you had told me how you were disappointed, deeply disappointed in Android, and you were seriously considering to finally make that
Open
long
your
walk
eyes, Kevin.
to iOS. Uh, why? How the mighty
So
have
okay,
fallen, Willie? You were up there
so
with
here,
me.
hold on.
You were so
So
beautiful.
I never upgraded from the Note 8 because it was so good
Hmm. Yeah,
that the Note 9 to me was like pointless. It's a waste of
yeah,
money. Like the Note
I
8 was
agree.
still fast, flawless, no hiccups, no freezing, no nothing. You know,
Absolutely.
like it was fine. And then the Note 10 came out, and it's the same thing. And so like for a moment, for a while, I thought I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not bored, but maybe like
Satisfied.
say, like yeah, like there's
You're
no, I don't have
sated.
no need
Yeah,
to get a newer Android because really, what is there? What's new?
yeah.
You know, like what
The
can the
eight was
new
the
ones
last one.
do
Yeah,
that the Note 8 can't? You know,
yeah,
well,
exactly.
I'm talking about the Note 8 because that's my favorite.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
someone else out
Some
there
other one. Yeah.
that feels that with like an older another phone. But the point is, so I was like, okay, maybe it's Samsung. Maybe I'm tired of Samsung, or I'm just bored with Samsung, and that's why I haven't gotten anything new. And then
Mm,
I ended up going for the OnePlus 7, and I feel like it's just a downgrade to the Note 8 in
really?
certain area. I don't know. It's either a downgrade or it's a newer phone, but it's the same thing, you
Yeah, it's
know.
very similar. Yeah, it's one of the things that I
I mean,
like.
yeah, it's Android, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like at least I was expecting OnePlus to do something with it.
Hmm.
And the 90 hertz screen refresh rate is pretty good, but it's at the end of the day, it's I need more than that. I miss the S Pen a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah.
Like that's like one of the main things I used to use all the time.
Hmm.
And then just the way you're able to edit, because sometimes I record myself playing the guitar and I want to edit the video or clip it or shorten it. It was
Yeah.
so easy with the S Pen because it was so accurate. Like like for stuff like that, or like to create a GIF, you could do that
Hmm.
with the S Pen. Like the way is what's it called? The video editing features that the
Hmm.
Note 8 had, the OnePlus doesn't have. Like if I want to hit edit,
Uh-huh.
I can't do it if I do 4K at 60. Like
Oh,
it doesn't allow me to edit the video, and I mean
okay.
edit as in shorten it. It won't let me
Hmm.
touch it at all. So
Okay.
I have to do 1080p at 60,
Or
which
get
the other
another
one you can do it.
software. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just the
Yeah.
little things, like not the
Yeah.
hardware. The hardware's fine.
Yeah.
Even this front-facing camera is all right. The rear
Yeah.
camera, honestly, it's fine for what I
We
do.
don't take pictures
I'm not
yet. We're not
a
photographers. Yeah.
photography. Yeah, so it's like it looks good to me. I'm fine with it. The screens, I like it. The battery, the charging speed. So it's like it has its own merits, but at the end of the day, it was just like okay, a different phone from a different manufacturer didn't satisfy the want of a new phone, So I was like, okay. The only thing that I haven't had because I tried LG, I don't like it. Uh, is HTC still around? I don't know.
Yeah, they're owned by Google. They're the ones that designed the Pixels.
Oh God, and I don't like the Pixels.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I
So
admire them,
so
but I've never buy one. I'll never buy
so
one.
like I feel like I was at this place with Android where it's like okay, I have no there's nothing that interests me,
Hmm.
catches my eye, nothing that makes me want to like oh do that. I want that.
Hmm.
So that's why I was like okay, well let me look at an iPhone, let me because
Hmm.
like I've used an iPad and I like the iPads, and
Wow,
then and
that's gay.
iPhones have for all the jokes and they finally caught up. The point is they caught up. What? Even if it took them 10,000 years, the new iPhones have most of like 90% of the features that Androids
I've been
used to have,
enjoying.
and only
Yeah.
them. Yeah, so it's like yeah, they're hella late, but the point is they're here. Like the wireless charging, it has a better IP rating. The just the
NFC,
video record huh
NFC.
NFC. I think I don't know if they have NFC, but I don't use NFC on any. I haven't used NFC since
Anyways,
the Galaxy S3. If that
oh,
no
for paying.
Note 5 since the Note 5. No,
Damn.
Note 4. No 3. Note 3. Sorry, Note 3. I have not used
Damn.
NFC since the Note 3. I just
Okay.
so it's like okay, it's not there. It's fine. I don't need it. But like it's more of like the whole now after years and years now they have a big phone to compete with the Note line. Now
Yeah.
they have a better battery life. The screens, I think they're supposed to get high refresh rates finally,
Yeah.
but again
Yeah.
they're
And their chins and foreheads are much
yeah,
smaller too.
the notch is annoying, but whatever. Like it's not even
Yeah. It'll be there for a
the
while.
my main gripe.
Technology.
Like
Yeah.
I don't care that the notch is there. I just don't like that there's no fingerprint scanner. Because
Ah, yes.
I don't like the whole holding the phone up to
Yeah.
unlock
Yeah. Whack.
and then having to line up.
Yeah.
I was watching this YouTuber who was saying that Face ID was faster than a fingerprint scanner
Yeah. It is.
because he just pulls it out and it's like
Yeah.
oh it's unlocked. But I
Yeah.
was like
No.
no, it's not. It's not because the fingerprint when I had my Note 8,
Hmm.
right, the fingerprint scanner is on the back.
Oh, you
The
could
point
do
is,
it on the way out.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You put your hand
Yeah.
in your pocket. By the time you grab your phone,
Yeah.
by the time you grab the phone, you're already like in your pocket. Boom, it's unlocked by the time you pull it up.
Yeah.
So you're already like, how is that not faster than, okay, now swipe, now it's unlocked. Like that's
Yeah.
something,
No.
one thing I don't like about Face ID. It's just,
Yeah.
it
No.
feels,
No. Google focused on that way too much. I mean, some people report that if they look at the phone from a certain angle, just by to check the time, it'll unlock because it'll think like, oh, it's trying to be unlocked. But that
yeah.
was never a feature people were particularly like wet about either. So
And then
what a gripe.
when it
Yeah.
comes to Face ID, the main thing is
Yeah.
when I have my, I drive for a living.
Yeah.
So if my
Indeed.
phone's on the phone holder, like in
Yeah.
front of me, like I don't have, I'm not gonna like try to like line myself up to the phone and look away, like or like look, like no,
Yeah.
I'd rather just reach over and touch the fingerprint scanner, like on the One Plus, and I can look straight ahead. I
Yeah.
know where the power button is, or double tap, and it's already,
Yeah.
and it wakes the screen,
Yeah.
and just touch the screen, and it's there for like quick edits, like like
Yeah.
the map. If I need
Yeah.
on Google Maps, on the top, you swipe the whole directions, and it tells you how far ahead you're gonna turn and what you're gonna do. But just for something as small as that, I don't want to have to unlock the phone like
Yeah,
to
no,
line up to do it.
on screen fingerprint unlock is weird that Apple didn't have
Yeah.
or doesn't
And
have
maybe,
at the
and yeah,
moment.
Face ID is more secure and all that. Okay, it was fine.
I
I
guess.
just like the convenience. I just like the convenience of the on screen fingerprint scanning.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
But the point is, it's like, yeah, it's still missing for me to be, for it to be like, okay, it's a no brainer. Why not just get iOS? It's missing little things like that. Micro SD card, I don't really mind anymore because, well, most Androids have been going away from that. Uh,
Which is sucks if you ask me. It
it
sucks
sucks.
balls.
No more headphone jack, whatever. I don't cry about it anymore. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
I've
at least
converted
the
to.
USB-C headphones are a little better. Um, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's to the point where I don't root my phone anymore. I don't throw all like when I had the
It's
Note
yeah,
3 and I had you
it's
root
not
it, or the
necessary.
Galaxy
Yeah,
S3. Yeah,
yeah.
at this point, like my usage on my phone is so, I don't know. Is it? Are we old? Is that the thing? Am I too old and
No,
I
I
don't
think
fiddle around with
I,
it?
no,
Or is it?
Android has finally incorporated a lot of things that the community would have to root for to
Yeah.
get working. They finally incorporated it into the OS, making the necessity to root go down.
Yeah, so now I go back to the whole iOS thing. Is It's like I feel like it's gotten to a point where I'm like, yeah, I can try it out. I'll probably like use it the same. The only thing that I won't like at first is just the way, I don't know, the fact that you can't. Well, actually, I don't remember if iOS 14 fixed that, but you couldn't arrange your icons on your home screen however you
Oh,
wanted. They're all just at the very top and it's all random. But I know iOS 14 added an app drawer type of thing. I forget what it's called.
yeah, yeah.
Folder.
It's like you put yeah, an app drawer where you put away icons, but you still can't like have empty spaces if that's what you're
Yeah,
wondering.
because like the one thing that I absolutely love about Android is like on all of them I set them all up the same. Like
Mhm.
having the icons on the sides of the screen.
For
That way,
thumb
like
reach.
it's muscle memory. It's muscle
Yeah,
memory. It's like, oh, I need this app. I can click on it while not even looking at the phone.
yeah,
Or something, or anything. Whereas with iOS 13 and older, like there's nothing you can do. You can't change the skins, you can't change the font, you can't get rid of font unless
mm,
you jailbreak. But even then, uh, these guys they jailbroke their iPhones and they were having a lot of issues.
yeah,
One of them
yeah. It's
actually had to
very
have it replaced
it's
just because
unstable.
he couldn't make phone calls anymore.
Yeah, Jesus. What
So
was he
so
doing?
so so But the point is, for the basic necessities and usages, I don't know. I feel like it might be enough, at least for my needs and uses, because it's mainly just YouTube, Maps, and Netflix every so often,
So what you're
which
saying
is
is
why.
you're bored.
Yeah, I'm bored enough to want to try iOS to see whether either I like it. I don't. There's no way I'll ever stop using Android.
Mm.
Like I'm still gonna have this phone. But to see whether I like it or maybe I don't, or while I wait for Samsung to do something crazy with the Note line.
Would you ever
Because
Are you
like
gonna
I
go
I
all
feel
in?
like the no, just a phone. Just a phone. I have no need for a watch. I barely use whereas I barely use the one that I have right now. So it's like I don't have a need for the watch. Maybe the earphones, but like I said, I don't have a need for the watch. I don't have a need for a tablet. I don't have a need for a laptop. The smart Siri speaker, whatever it's called, iHome. I don't know what's it
Yeah.
called.
Yeah, you're right. At home. Yeah.
All the like, I don't really have a need for that. I just right now, all
Yeah.
the only mobile technology I have on me are two smartphones, and that's it. Just one
I
to view stuff while I use my other one for messaging you guys or stuff.
I'm telling you, man, that mini speaker, what do they call it? Google Home speaker. It's
Yeah.
pretty neat. I gotta admit, I use it. It's mounted on my wall. I use it to control almost everything. I'm thinking about getting those like lights that hook up to the what do they call it? The network, so I can just tell it to turn them on and off. Yeah,
Like
like
LED
that.
lights like that.
Yeah, but voice controlled. Like Google, make it red.
I don't. The thing is, I didn't want the speaker because I have no use for it. Like I don't know. I don't use Bluetooth speakers anymore at all ever.
So
When I listen to my music, it's either in the truck, Bluetooth to the truck, or with my headphones every now and then.
So you would
Not at
never
home.
consider going into any ecosystem then by that logic, whether it's
No,
Google
not really.
or
At least for now, I don't. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
okay. I was gonna say so you feel nothing for all the new Google stuff that's rumored at the moment, like the Pixel
Yeah,
5,
no.
the Pixel Buds, nothing. All that stuff is uh,
I
superfluous.
yeah. I'm still like I'll still watch all the tech videos and look at the forums and see what's what. Like just because technology. But at the same time, I don't feel like there's anything that I can or go out and buy. Like, I mean, the fold would be cool, but come on, that's like $2,000.
Wait, what's two thousand
That's
dollars?
the Galaxy Fold.
Oh yeah, and it's in
Yeah,
back
like
order, I think.
that's the one piece of technology out right now that I'm like, okay, that if I could, that would make me jump ship or
So you don't
buy
care
need of
for the Galaxy Z Fold?
no the clamshell fold. No,
Yeah. Oh,
I think it's useless.
it has to be the tablet one.
Well, here's the thing. It what's the point of it folding like this? It's
Uh,
useless. At least the other one opens up to be bigger than just getting smaller. It
oh,
folds to get smaller. There's no
yeah.
point. The other one folds to get bigger. I like it.
Okay. Yeah,
That's why like I feel like at least for me, it's cooler.
it is the ultimate flex at the moment, and it probably will be for a while longer. Like I haven't seen any other company do something that like extra when it comes to phones. It's like,
Well, I don't know. The thing is, a lot of the YouTubers that we watch,
yeah.
some of them they're split. They're like foldables with a feature. Other ones like it's a gimmick. It's whatever, or maybe it's like a halfway's means to whatever truly
No,
is the next big thing in smartphone
yeah,
technology,
no.
right? But
Everything the
I don't know.
feature
I
always
don't
starts
think
off
it's
as
the
a
future.
gimmick.
I just think it's really cool.
No, the feature always starts off as a gimmick. Everything that is big now started off as a gimmick. Even like electricity, like when it
Hmm.
was first like discovered and harnessed, um, you know, people who discovered it would make like this little wire, like float because it would run a current, right? And it would turn into a magnet, and it would make this other thing float, and they would show it off to people like, oh, look what this is. And there's a famous line I think. That someone asked the one of the scientists who was like showcasing it. They asked him like, what good is this, right? In hindsight, it's basically the future of our civilization. But the scientist, he said something along the lines of that's like asking of what good is a baby before it has a chance to grow up. So foldables could very well be the future. uh, given enough time. And the number one thing that holds back all technology is cost.
I can't. I need it.
I'd like I should have, you should have told me, then I would have gotten one too, to like join you with a toast. I'm stuck drinking regular fluids.
I already had my 2 ounces of water for the year.
So you're
I need to
set.
drink
You're
more
set.
water. I need to drink more water. I know I do, but it's hard.
Your kidneys are
For
shutting
me,
down as we speak.
yeah.
No,
For me, it's hard. It's like it needs to be ice cold Slurpee water for me to
yeah.
be like, okay, I like it. I'll drink it. I'll drink more of it.
No, this tastes like nothing, and anything that tastes like nothing might as well taste like ass to me, personally.
This is very. It's not citrusy. It's like bitter, but sugary, but
Yeah,
bitter.
yeah.
Which is why I didn't like. I used to not like them at first. Then I got sick and tired of Monster,
Oh, is
and
that what
then
I was gonna
I
ask?
started.
What was the conversion?
I don't know. Like right now, even today, I'll try Monster, and it just tastes like cold pennies in my mouth. Like it's just no. Like this is just gross. Like I can't. I don't know why I liked it, or maybe you feel like my taste buds have been burnt to it to a certain degree or something. I don't know. I just
Or
I
maybe
can't
they
I
changed
can't
the
drink it anymore.
formula little by little. I
I
think,
doubt it.
but for a while, I don't know if I don't know if you noticed, but some monsters would taste like egg or something. You know, that they'd have like this really weird, uh, yeah, like a really weird like egg taste. It's like drinking egg, and that's disgusting.
I I don't think I ever got that. I just started to feel like so. What's when you have too many sour candies and
Oh
your
yeah,
tongue or the roof of your mouth starts to feel like
rough.
the center of your tongue starts to feel like metallic-y whenever you
Mhm,
have another candy. Let's say a
mhm,
sour head or whatever.
mhm.
That's what Monster tastes like to me. Like I had one yesterday, right? And I haven't had one like in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I think. I drank a Monster and like the first sip, it I could taste it on the outsides of my tongue, but on the middle, it just tasted like a penny or copper or just burnt.
Was it a regular monster?
Yeah, the regular green one.
You don't like the green apple ones? I like those.
The no, not there's a green apple I like from Nos and from Rockstar. I don't like it from
Mm,
Monster. It just
really?
it has a weird aftertaste to me.
So just
The green
monster in
the
general.
Yeah. No. So there's two flavors that I do enjoy.
Mm.
It's the all white can
Hmm.
and the all pink can. Just because one
Mm.
is fruity, the other one's like sugar free, but it's no aftertaste. At least to me. To me.
Okay, interesting.
So okay, hold on. So my question to you, you
Oh,
know, when you have to start practicing, Mike, why or what holds you back?
I have a little bit like that day. I did a bit. Um, I but for I don't know. Okay, I don't know about you. But for me, it's hard to play when I feel uh like
Same here. I know what you mean.
yeah, like, yeah, like I think that's the best way to say it. It's literally right behind me. If I angled it just so probably could see it. Oh, well, point is, it's right behind me. I
Yeah.
don't think it's um, and it's
I found
open.
for me the cure to that or the remedy for that was either a new song or a new piece to learn.
Mm,
Maybe it's something from, a melody from Death Note or from Beethoven or whatever. Like it's just anything that's like, you know what, this sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna learn it. Like there's this one song from the band Heart of a Coward.
Mhm.
There's one part and there's one song. It's supposed to be metal, it's nothing fancy or anything, but it just sounds so groovy. And I learned it because I have a low tune guitar now, and it's like it's like just the little things like that that makes it like, oh hey, this is fun. Like I learned this, and so like okay, now let me try something else. And so like it went from like a feeling like a chore or maybe like you felt like a roadblock or something. It went from that to it felt like I went down a different street to go around whatever was in the way. And maybe it's a different path now, but hey, there's a path.
Hmm.
So
Do
maybe
you
what I'm saying is maybe you have to start playing with the pick.
uh
Maybe that alone might be enough to,
that alone, yeah, might be enough to annoy
to
me. It's pig. I mean, I mean, it's true. I really should at least get uh comfortable with a pig at the very least. Um, okay.
right now I've abandoned picks. I haven't played with the pick in a while.
Who you don't really need them, but you do need them for certain pieces. I will accept that, or they make them easier at least.
Well, yeah, it's because the attack from a pick sounds different than
Yeah.
than from your fingers,
Yes.
or even if you have nails, it still sounds different.
Yeah.
So like like in some styles of music, it's a must have. In others, it's whatever you want it to be, and you can have one or the
Yeah.
other. It doesn't really matter.
No, I really admire the just the finger stylings though. The most. No, I've been wanting to, if anything, open up my horizons in. I'm sure you're familiar with it, like Spanish, like flamenco music.
Yeah.
Like something about it is really appealing whenever I see someone play it, and I think it feels like a combination of everything that I've wanted to be in a guitar uh,
For me,
player.
it's that, but with bass.
Bass.
Yeah, with a bass. Why do you have a bass shirt? Who's that? I feel like I know who that is.
It's
Is
from
that a
Scott
YouTuber or
Pilgrim.
just a shirt?
Scott
Scott
Pilgrim
Pilgrim.
shirt. Yeah, he plays bass.
Uh, so it's like the stuff that people can do on bass
Mm.
makes me want, like, you know what? I want to be able to do that. I tried buying a bass. It didn't work out. I'm waiting on a refund so I can buy another bass.
You tried, but oh, that reminds me. So, is that why you haven't revealed your rendition of "A Blessing"?
Yeah, because I
Uh,
wanted it to be on a bass
mm,
because of it's just this. It sounds different than a guitar. If
yeah,
you're tapping on a guitar, yeah, it sounds nice, but tapping on a bass sounds more like I don't know. It has like a piano feel, and it's
uh,
not just because the frets are bigger. Sorry, it's not just because it's a longer scale length,
mhm.
so the frets are farther apart. It's not just that. It's just it sounds
The timbre is better.
deeper. Yeah, the
Yeah,
timbre.
yeah. Because I was gonna say deeper, right? No touch of bass, but
Yeah,
but yeah, the timbre. I completely agree. I don't like people who I say that. Oh, if you can play guitar, you can play bass. It's the same thing. It's like you don't know what a bass is, guy. You have an idea
yeah.
of what
No,
it is, but you
bass
don't.
bass is it's its own animal.
Yeah, it's a beauty though. I gotta admit, whenever we used to go to Guitar Center and we would noodle around on the basses, you already have that feel of it's familiar, but you know it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah,
You know, like you're
because
like, oh,
you I don't know. I feel like you do have to play it differently. You don't
yeah,
like don't
absolutely,
play it as if like, oh hey, I know how to play guitar,
yeah,
so I know, like, no, it's not. It's the same familiar shape sort of, but
yeah.
the roll is different.
Yeah, no, the it's a night and day difference between someone who's in the room with you and is a bass player and they're just like doing it like water is flowing out of their limbs and
Yeah,
hitting the strings versus you who's a guitar player. You're just like, wow, this guy over here is uh, making the angels weep while I'm over here making them cry, and there is a difference.
This other YouTuber that I watch who's a bass player and he does jazz music and all that was saying that most I remember him saying something along the lines of most bassists would probably be better guitarists
Mm,
than the guitarists trying to be a bassist, you know?
I believe that.
So a bassist and a guitarist, if they switch instruments, the bassist playing the guitar would be better at it than the guitarist trying to play the bass.
Com-
Not saying that they can't
completely.
do both.
No.
It's just if they have like their own, if they choose their instruments and then hey,
Yeah.
let me try the other one,
Switch.
the bass
Completely
is gonna
agree.
sound better on the guitar than the guitarist on the bass.
Completely agree. A bass. The thing that I notice about them that I is my weakness, which is why I will always probably be a terrible bassist if I ever go for that, is rhythm. Those guys can keep rhythm like a goddamn metronome is like built
Yeah.
into their soul. Um, yeah, that's the one. Well, one of their like what's it called, defining attributes of a bassist. They can keep rhythm like nobody's business, and play with it. So
And the
yes,
thing
completely
is
agree.
that I hate that I can't do it on guitar because I just don't have that sense of rhythm or feel as a
Yeah.
bassist. Is yeah, like they're playing less notes, you know, like the root notes or the basic notes or in the chord of whatever chord they currently are. But they'll sprinkle in a few notes here and there and it sounds so
Mm.
good.
Yeah.
Like it's like spaced in between the guitar, or you hear it play, and then it plays notes where it's in harmony with the guitar, and it just sounds so good. And it's like, how? Where do you sprinkle? Like, teach me your
Mm.
ways, you know?
Yeah. No, I
Because like on the
completely agree.
guitar, yeah, on the guitar, like I'll try to play bass on the lower end while keeping just chords on the high end on the upper strings, but I don't know the feel. You know, it's like where do I get that like finesse of throwing the bass, sprinkling it in just right,
Yeah.
not too much, not too busy. Don't sound like a guitar. Don't play a riff. It's not a riff. It's
Yeah.
just ever so slightly, just three extra notes, and like, oh, that's so good right there.
Yeah. Like, and the
And
thing is,
it's
I've
why
heard.
I do wanna. It's just that's why I want to like get a bass and practice bass as bass and not just like, oh hey, let me see what I can do as a guitarist on bass.
And I feel like that's a thing that's to most bass instruments. Like I've heard that with cellos and like other instruments that are like the bass in their particular pieces.
Yeah.
Like they'll be very good at like adding some detail, like an accent. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, like it's not like they're trying to match or outshine or stand out in their piece. They just like it's like they just think, I think it'll sound good if I add this, and it does. Um, and that, I don't know if that's creativity or what's the word? It's like when wine tasting, like an acquired taste, as they say.
I don't know how
Yeah.
well this will sound over.
All right, let's see. I can hear it.
You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
So there's this bass line this dude that was playing. It's simple, right? It's just something like that. I don't know. Stupid wires getting in the way. Let me try that again. So it's just like I don't know. It's simple, right? And then they'll sprinkle in the and then just the root notes, and then sprinkle in I don't know. I can't again. I can't do it the same way a bassist would do it because I don't have that feel. You know, like I can try to imitate it, but it just sounds like okay, he's just playing notes or a
Playing
melody
notes.
on top of trying to play in between or something. But again, I don't know
Uh,
how well it comes across the mic. So
I was gonna say, like, I feel like that's the difference between a competent musician and a good musician. Someone who goes from just playing notes to playing music, if that makes any sense. Uh, I don't know if you noticed it when you were first starting to learn, but at first you're just playing notes that sound nice when you played in a succession.
yeah,
And it wasn't until later on, when your skill increases and you start noticing that your timing is like completely off or it's all over the place, and you start adjusting it, and then you start playing music. You know, um, I feel like it's that way with what you're saying right now. Like only a bassist has like that kind of internal like mechanism uh,
yeah, and I
and
feel like
muscle
it's
memory.
because they have less notes to play with. Whether it's because of the number of the strings or because of the low register. Because even if you try to play a chord on a bass, they overlap. It sounds muddy because they're too low. You know, they hear each note clearly unless you space them out a lot. So it's because of it's played differently. You know, like it has that groove, it has that feel like that you only get after maybe years, or if you have talent, you right away. But the point is, years of playing and playing, and it's like okay, like they get in the pocket. You know, like it sounds so good. Just I don't know, it's something that I wish I could do as a guitarist or as a bassist.
Well,
What
Willie,
should I get a bass?
I always considered you talented. You should hear me talk about you to other people and your guitar skills. I was gonna ask you, in your opinion, where is the line between talent, in your opinion, and experience? You know,
Um, I feel like hard work and dedication
mm,
will take you further farther than talent.
really.
Yeah. So like it because like I don't know. Like because I don't you could be really good at an instrument or so for example in this case a guitar,
Yeah.
but like I said, like if you're just like oh I'll play here or you don't play live, you don't play in front of people even if it's just simple stuff. As opposed to someone who does that regularly, even they may play more simpler things, but they as a musician they're more experienced. You know, like they're out there, they're doing stuff that like maybe hey I feel like I'm better at him at guitar, but they're actually out there. I feel like they have more real world experience, and that in turn makes them a better musician.
So, ability to play in front of people, that is the line,
Well,
not
no,
actual technicality.
not just that, because it. I mean, I can say, for example, me, I can play in front of people,
Yeah.
but I still mess up and I still make mistakes. Whereas opposed to someone who like, like just they're dedicated, they practice more than I do, and all that, and it's like okay, hey, like they're more comfortable in front of people. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, some of they learn the guitar, because I don't know the guitar. I know notes and I listen to stuff, but I don't know what my chords are, what my shapes are, what the notes across any of this is. I don't know what.
Um, the do you remember the last time there was like a APS event in Modesto? Man, I wish you were there. One of the acts was a girl, a sister who was part of a band. They played together, and she played by herself. And her thing was guitar. She played a nice solo, right? And maybe I'm spoiled because I've heard you play, but in my head I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be sick if Willie's like, funny little tune? and something else. Now, is that because of the novelty of what you're able to play versus the standardization of a piece that she was most likely playing? Because her and her band, like they look like they practice regularly together. They read sheet music and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Would you say that I was just more what's the word, entertained by the novelty versus actual skill? You know, it's a difference between a musician listening to someone play something impressive and a regular person. The regular person will appreciate for the sheet of music, for the music piece. It's like, but a musician will be like, oh wow, he was missing a string and he still played that. That was amazing. Versus the other person was like, man, that sounded beautiful. Not even mentioning like that what they actually did was that impressive.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like as a musician, you more critical, but at the same time more forgiving.
Yes.
Because it's like you're like, okay, like he messed up here, but it's like, hey, I would too, and this and that,
Mm.
and you end up. I feel like you end up appreciating it just as much as
Yeah.
like the lemon, because it's like,
Mhm.
oh, hey, like it's music. It was performed. They played it from start to finish. It sounded good. I liked it. To me, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, they performed. They're out here, like doing what I couldn't do, because like what's it called? It's not a. There's a word for it. Um, like the second you hit record, you start messing up. Like you can't play anymore. Like
um,
I swear to God, some
yeah.
of these videos that I try to
Stage
record
fright.
of myself playing, it's not stage fright. I think it's called red light fever or red light syndrome. I don't know.
Oh,
The
deer in the
second you
headlights.
know, the second you know that you're being recorded, you can't play anymore. You just,
Mm.
dude, like I couldn't get two notes. I was like, it was a buzz. Like I couldn't play. I'm like, dude, it's three notes in, and I'm already messing up.
It's hard
I
to
don't know.
believe.
Like it's some of the clips that I try to record of myself playing. I had to, like, they're clips taken from like a 30-minute long video. Like earlier today, I sent you guys the descending part of Moonlight Sonata.
Yes.
The video, and my sister was here recording the phone at an angle, so you guys could see where my fingers are on the fretboard. The video itself was like 8 minutes long, but even though I only needed like 20 seconds of it, like that's all. That's as long as it. But I kept messing up. I was okay, like because I was like, okay, I have to build it up and then show the trend, the descending part. I kept messing on the way up. It's like, dude, I've played this already. I already recorded this. Like I have the clip already recorded of me, and I sent it to you guys, and But I don't know. The second you know you're being recorded, you just start messing up.
Is that what you
And
mean
that's
by
something
experience?
that's something that live like musicians, maybe they're playing again simpler stuff, simpler songs, but the fact of the matter is you're playing with other people. There's maybe a drummer, a bassist, a singer. So it's like learning to play as a group will no doubt about it make you a better musician
True.
than just playing it by yourself in your room. Even if like maybe you hear me and you're like, that sounds badass. It's like, yeah, but it by itself. Like it's not it's like a solo thing as opposed to
Mm,
a group thing. And the group thing, I feel like will you'll learn more.
yes.
You'll have more to benefit from playing with a group than by yourself.
That
Even
reminds
if
me
it's
that
with the
one
metronome or with the loop pedal.
time I was we were playing and I was making mistakes and Noah's like, "What the hell are you doing, guy?" And you're like, "He's making live changes, improvising in real. He's improvising in real time. Keep
Yeah,
up."
you got to keep up. Oh God.
I was like, that was awesome. I was like, my man.
So yeah, so it's like, yeah, you can be talented, but I feel like the people who've been playing like with other people like in a group, uh, maybe better at it
Yeah,
than like me, like just a bedroom guitarist.
bro. Actually, now that you just reminded me, you are absolutely right. You know that little "This Land Is Your Land" thing that I had to play
Yeah,
with the kids? It took me a couple days to be able to play with them singing. Uh, because the first time I was trying to play with them singing, I could not for the life of me like sync up
yeah.
the notes. with them, and
Yeah,
yeah,
because
no, I completely
because
agree. Yeah,
they take it's like they take some of the control away. Like you as the guitarist,
yeah,
when you're playing it, practicing it, like in your room, it's like okay, like you're in control of everything. But the second you throw in singers, you know, like the kids choir,
yeah.
it's like now you have to follow them. And
Yo,
so
and
like that brings into play like, hey, I gotta slow it down a little bit to whatever tempo they're singing, and then if they start speeding up for whatever reason, you have to bring it up too. So, but not too fast, but not too, you know, it's like little
yeah.
things like that.
No, yeah, and the brother, I don't know if you know him. I think he came from San Jose. He was an encargado. He was one of the talent uh
Talent scouts.
scouts. Yeah, like listening to the little kids, and I was playing along with them, and
He
and I
scouted
and
you out.
no, and I asked them, like, because he's like, okay, solid, and I asked them because we were playing in the basement. Uh, what what do you recommend I do if mistakes come up, right? Like, well, what is that? And he's like, honestly, we expect them to get lost. You need to compensate with your playing so that they can catch up and feel supported to the end,
Yeah,
right? And I gotta admit that when he said that, I felt the pressure on
like because
my
again,
back.
you as you're playing the guitar, you're there as a they're like the main
Yeah,
attraction.
yeah,
You know, you're there as support, whatever. You know, like with the guitar, you have to be able to slow it down enough so that it's like okay, you know, like it doesn't. They don't sound off because they're, you know, first of all, they're kids,
yeah. There's kids,
and
right?
they don't.
And
As
their
a
parents
singer,
are,
they don't sound
yeah,
off.
and their parents are there to see them sing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you're there to make them sound good, and so you
yeah,
like you have. The more you do that, like live with other people, with groups or whatever, the more comfortable you are, the more you know what to do, and whereas me, I don't think I've ever played with. Once I've done that once in high school at my guitar class, me and two other dudes, but like we were on in a certain way like at the same level, so we didn't get lost. It was a Welcome Home by Coheed and
oh
Cambria.
damn, yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
so it's a pretty honestly it's a pretty simple song. So
Yeah.
like there was no getting lost, but it sounded if you were to hear it, it sounds empty. It sounds boring. Even
Mm.
though we didn't mess up or anything, we were playing on time and everything, you know, to each other. It just
Would you
I
say
don't know. You could tell that like yeah this sounds like they're bored or I don't know.
would you
It
say
doesn't
you
sound
were playing
organic.
music or you were playing notes that sounded
Notes. I was playing
pleasant?
notes. We were playing
Okay, yeah.
notes.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, like when you first start learning, that is what you're doing.
And for
And,
me,
and
I feel a bit more at ease like around people on the piano because I know the piano more and it's a
mm.
lot simpler.
You know the piano more?
No, well, yeah, when it comes to playing with people, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Because like when, for example, you know, at church, you know, whenever they'd have the when I was in Oakland, the Alameda Church, they had a piano there, and so I would just play, and people were like, "Oh, play this song," and I could play, and they could sing along to it, and
Yeah.
it was really easy since they're all the notes, all the keys are already there. I'm like, "Oh, they want to sing it a little higher. I'll just scoot over two keys or scoot down," and I'm like, "Okay, it's here. Here's the circle." And that's it. It was because again, most of the consoles were pretty basic
Yeah.
in their chord progression. So I just like, okay, I'm
But
scooting two down. So the next chord is also, you know, it was easier to transpose.
I was gonna
So
say, for you and
because
guitar,
that
it's
was
not the same.
because that was easier, it was I was more at ease playing, you know, the piano with like people watching and this around.
Mhm,
Or you remember
mhm.
that one time in LA there was a reunion
LA?
and I think it was yeah, it was LA and I went as a server, but they ended up putting me on the piano.
Was I invited?
I think you was yeah, you should have been there. It was we were in San Jose, and at the time, I think I was still in high school. Yeah, because like I didn't have a profession, so like you know, reunión de profesionistas.
Oh.
So we went to serve, right? As serve, but the thing is, I forget what brother was like. Oh, hey, I think they recognize me. Like, just there's a baby grand. No, it wasn't. It was a full piano, full size piano, like
Oh.
out there, like where everyone's sitting down eating. Just go play, and I was like, all right, because again, it was like I didn't have that same stage fright, with guitar, that I do with guitar right now. With the piano, because it's just I feel like the instrument for the occasion was easy. Like what I had to play was a lot easier. It was more
S-
laid back. The
Still
cantos are
though.
easy, and it's like okay, I could essentially play any canto in the same key, but people will. And so like I didn't. It didn't feel as demanding of me as opposed to
Bro,
like on guitar. But the
you were
thing,
recognized though. That's so big. You were
but the
recognized. They're like
the
this
thing,
guy.
and the thing is on because I've never done stuff like that on guitar, so that's why it's like, oh hey, can you play this song or this canto like on the guitar? It's like yeah, but it's not as like here it is on the piano because I've done it so much on the piano. I mean, it's been years now, but what I'm getting
Back
at is
then.
with the piano, I was more comfortable in a live setting than I am right now with the guitar.
That's
Unless
so
unless
weird.
it's like oh hey, what about this song, or like when we bust out the four chords,
Yeah.
because
Okay,
again it's
yeah.
just your four basic chords. That's something
Yeah.
that we all know, we all can do. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
who's
It goes with
watching. You bust
everything.
it out.
Yeah.
You're comfortable. You're good
It
to
goes with
go.
everything. Yeah. No matter
You
what.
know,
Could be yeah, it could be reggaeton to freaking Katy Perry and it
the
works.
K-pop and yeah, it'll
Yeah,
work.
and yeah, it works.
So
That's the beauty.
and so think of it that way. Whenever I was playing the piano and they're like, oh hey, can you play this canto? I was essentially just playing the four chords.
Mm,
So like you're like yeah, here it is, boom. And then the only thing I would add on top of that is with my right hand playing the melody, I could throw on some extra notes in between, filler notes, and just to make it sound spicier. If someone was singing, if no one was singing, then I'd play the main melody with my right hand, and just the left hand's playing the chords.
I
But
could
it's easy. It's
swear
really easy to play most of the songs.
I could swear you do that with guitar too, though, or I've seen you do it at least.
Maybe I don't know.
Or,
It's been a while since
or
we've all gotten together to play or something like that.
yeah, yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, if memory serves, like, because the memories I'm recalling right now are the ones where after like Sunday we'd meet up in front of church, all of us with
Yeah.
guitars, and I could swear occasionally some brother will ask, "Can you play, insert canto here?" Um, and you freaking play it. Uh, the what as you put it, like the chords for it,
Yeah.
and then you'd casually mention like, but if you want the singing part, and then you also noodle that
Well,
out.
that's the thing. On piano, it's easy to do both.
Okay,
Play the singing part and the chords, because again, you have two hands.
freedom.
Where on guitar, you need to use two hands to play the like it's played differently. So on the piano, it's all
Yes.
laid out. It's easier to play the melody and the chord progression. On the guitar, it depends. Like if someone's like, "Oh, what about this one?" It's like, okay, I can sing it and play the chords. Or if they want to hear me play with the guitar the melody, then it's harder to add the chords in there, at least for me, because if it's something that's not rehearsed or if I've never done it, I don't know the guitar. I don't know music theory on the guitar or the guitar enough
Mm,
to be like, oh, I'm up here, I'm in this shape or this box or this key or this whatever. Like, oh, the chords are right here, or the inversion of this chord is right here, and to
mm,
throw it into while playing the song because it can be done. It's just I don't know it well enough unless it's something that I sit down to
learn.
either figure out on my own because it's like something that I want to learn. But on the spot, it's a guitar is hard for me to improvise something
Mhm.
like that than on the piano. Just because I feel like the piano is easier for those songs.
But for you, the question has never been, uh, "Can you play this?" It's, "Do I want to play this?" It's,
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, because it's sometimes it's like yeah, I'll. There were times where I'd be asked, "Oh, can you play this?" I'll just flat out say no, I can't, because I don't want to. Like I
Right.
can, but I'm not here to explain anything. I'm just like, no, I can't play that one. I'm sorry, because I don't want to. I don't want to do this right now. I'd
Mm.
rather them think like, he's just not that good, than to like, okay, what about this one? What about this one? It's like, dude, just leave me alone.
That's how you know how
Or
good
after the
you
first
are.
one, it's like, hey, it's $5 for every request if you keep
per
asking.
per, per request, right?
Yeah,
'Cause yeah, at that point you're just a novelty to this person. That is interesting. That is the thing. It happens from the little from the person that's learning the first chords to the person that's I'm sure it happens to Steve Vai at least a couple times to this day. You
yeah,
know.
and like right now, at least on guitar, the pieces that I'm trying to learn like everything at once to like to play the so on like it's Moonlight Sonata on the piano I can play the whole thing with all the way through. On the guitar, I'm barely starting to like, okay, here's this one part. I can use the since I have an 8 string, I can use the 7th string and drone it open while I play the other notes, and it gives me the same effect as when I play with my left hand on the piano, and it's just holding the note, and on the right hand I'm doing all the melody. So like I'm trying to like figure how to play it and make it sound like a full composition and not just he's playing the lead part or he's playing the
Mm,
chord part. But
yeah.
it's tricky. Moonlight's not as tricky for me. Obviously, I've seen people do it on bass, and I'm like, God damn, these guys are crazy. But these guys are better musicians than I have, and they've been doing it for far longer. So I'm just trying to see, like, okay, how can I do it uh, to either the way that I like it, or the way it's easier for me, or I don't know, just the way I want it to sound.
So basically, you're telling Beethoven, funny little tune, but it's yielding some good results.
And I had started with Lacrimosa by Mozart.
Yeah, yeah.
I had the
Um,
intro down, like with like 3 moving parts at once, and it sounds good. But then after that, I was like, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? Let me practice this other song. Or I didn't. I got lazy. I didn't like. I got the easiest part down, even
mm,
though it's essentially three layers to it,
mhm.
doing their individual stuffs. I got lazy, and then I just again what goes back to practice and dedication. Like I just sometimes I feel like I don't have that because like back to the whole I'm a bedroom guitarist
Mm.
or I play just for me, so it's like I don't have a
But
YouTube channel or a career or people or anything that's like, oh dude, I gotta keep practicing or I don't know.
but
Which it's not a
that
good thing, but it's
but that will always be your most important audience, yourself. You know, like
yeah.
you're not if you don't like what you're playing, then what are we doing here? You know, what's the point
Well
of?
that and the whole what I asked you, it's like it's hard to play sometimes just because it's like, I don't know, life sucks right now,
Uh,
or it's just
that's
like,
the main.
I'll do it later. I'll do it later, and just go back to watching How I Met Your Mother.
No, like talking about it now makes me want to play, right? Uh,
Yeah,
but it's late, right? I'm thinking I'll play tomorrow after I get home from work, and I'll tomorrow I think I get out early, like around 1 or 12. Um, and when I get home, I know something will come up. I'll probably get sleepy, sleep for like 3 or 4 hours, wake up, go for a run, shower, and by the time all that's done, it'll be like 11 or 12, right? And the day's gone, and I'll be thinking while I'm laying down in my bed, tomorrow, I'll for sure, you
for
know.
me it's YouTube. Like tomorrow I have the day off, right? I don't work tomorrow,
Mm,
but I know that other days where I don't work, I'll wake up. I'll still wake up early.
mm.
Like I'll be awake around 6, and I'm like, oh hey, I don't work today, and I'll go back to sleep. So by like 7 or 8, I'm back awake. But it's like I'm like, you know what? I have all day today. Like I should practice guitar. I should get back at it or keep going. But it's like I'm just gonna watch this YouTube video. And then you go down the rabbit hole. Then next thing you know, it's like 2 p.m. and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I should probably
yeah.
get something to eat.
Yeah,
Or by that
right.
time, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go over to this guy's house, or oh, I gotta go do this, and then you get
Go
back
3D
into
print.
practice. When it goes back to practice, I'm like, yeah, I only have like 10 minutes to spare, and like, you know what happened the whole day?
Mm, I very much, yeah, that is what I've been suffering from. But damn it, I can't help but really like all the times that I've played something and you just happen to want to accompany me, like it sounds really good. I'm like, why don't I put more time into this? You know, like th- this I'm sure it's
Didn't you and Noah used to be able to play the backcountry solo? It's a duet.
wasn't it you and
No, it
Noah?
wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was me at all. I never learned it. I don't know how it goes. Like I know I can sing it in my head, but I can't play it on guitar. I've never played it. I thought it was you
Maybe
and Noah.
might have been. I remember it vaguely. I remember Noah's bat inlaid electric guitar. That
The
was it a
Schecter
Schecter?
Damien.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. That
And
was
then I think it was you two who started learning Canon Rock.
oh yeah, by Jerry C.
I never touched it. I never learned anything, so that was all you guys as well.
Yeah, and that was probably the first and only time I ever felt it necessary to use a pick. Uh, I mean, I still fought it, but yeah, I was like, it does sound more like the original, which is what I wanted at the time when using a pick. But now I've been listening to a bunch of flamenco songs, man. I really want to learn that style, learn a bunch of pieces. They're just super like mm, juicy. You know what? You know what?
I haven't practiced this in a while. I'm just trying to use my finger now, but if I do it finger style, it's a little slower. I need to practice it.
Yeah,
Go faster. I need a pick for that to try to play it faster. But even then, it's so
Willie,
sloppy.
would you say it's harder to learn music now than it was back then?
No, I think it might be even easier because of all the videos and apps and programs
But have they
and
made
the
it?
YouTubers that make their own courses of learning guitar and music and all that. I think it's easier now because do you have more information accessible because
No,
of the
but
internet
you
than
personally,
back then.
like, is it easier for you to learn music now? Like when you see a piece, you're like, oh, I like that. Are you able to pick it up like you used to?
Oh, like you mean in my own abilities playing and all
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier to for me. It's like, oh hey, there's this thing that I like. Let me. I feel like I get it faster,
Really.
or it's easier to do stuff. There it is. See, it's harder with the pick right now because I haven't practiced it with the pick. You gotta tune it, Mike.
Usually, bro, like the tuner that you recommended to this day is a tuner that I use. I wonder if it is he's good. I feel so clumsy on this, man.
Oh yeah, the video of us playing that on the same guitar.
Yeah, oh my god. We gotta do a modern version of that. See how we've improved over the years. I feel so clumsy compared to back then. Yeah. Those were the days.
We need to we need to like get together and practice
Yeah, I
to get the stuff that we used to do.
absolutely. But we're so far away now. Playing the day away would be nice.
Didn't we used to do that up in the mountains?
Yeah.
We take the guitars and drinks and we just chill up.
And is that where you first taught me the Eagle song?
Yeah.
Man, I was surprised how well that went over during the camping trip with the
It's a
hose.
nice party trick, yeah.
Best party trick ever. It was good. So I can say I've played for people now. So.
Yeah. Well, that and with the kids choir.
Oh, and with the kids choir. Dang. It feels like it happened so long ago, but it was just last year. Pure harmonic?
Yeah. Just all harmonics.
I love how harmonics sound. They just sound so like ghostly or haunting.
Yeah. The thing that I find it hard, like, for me to play with other people, it's like, I don't know. It's like if we don't like the same songs or the same style of playing, it makes it harder. Like with you and Noah, it's fine because we have the songs that we like, or stuff that we like, or the artists that we like, and the techniques that we like. You know, with Noah, and like all the stuff that we were practicing when he came over. With you, like all the songs that I know, we both like. But with other people, I just find it hard. It's like, I don't know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. It's like it's too much trouble. Like, okay, where's the common ground? Where can we play something together where it's I don't know.
No, I think that's what makes bands all such a fragile collaboration, because as soon as one member goes off, like the structure falls. You know, remove one note, and there's disorder. And then
that's one thing that I really admire from session players, where it's like their job is to like they get hired by bands or artists or whatever to play, and it's like because that's what they do. It's
Damn.
I know, for example, John Mayer, he uses like a session bassist and I think it's I'm not sure about another guitarist, but like the guy he uses to play bass. It's not that the guy is in a band with John Mayer, or it's not his he's not in a group with John Mayer. He's just a well-known session bass player because he's so good at what he does and the versatility of the genres and styles and all the things that he can do.
Damn.
That
Yeah.
that it's like oh, in this
Jesus.
area, like can you this other dude that I watch on YouTube, he lives in, I think, New York, and there's like a lot. I think he's in a band, but he also might or used to do session work. But it's like I feel like that's something that I wish I could do. Like maybe it's not about being in a band or with the group or this or just make it. But it's just like being able to go into a studio because like someone's like, hey, we need a good guitarist, or and it's just to fit in with whatever the setting is. Like you're not. It's not about standing out. But the thing is, usually those people end up getting a really good reputation. Like people
Well,
know
yeah.
who they are, like the good ones in the music world and all that. Especially in cities like that has like a lot of music. The music scene is just so big. All the especially jazz in New York City.
Jazz, that's the one genre that I know it takes an insane amount of skill, but it's such a different animal that I've never been able to fully wrap my head around.
I'm the
Like
same.
like a jazz band. What
It's
do?
interesting, but like all of it, like I find intriguing. It's like, oh, like this is really cool to listen, like, but it's not something that I could get into, that I would find myself listening to on my own
Right?
time, just for the lulls, or just while I'm driving. It's like, oh, let me throw on some jazz. Like,
Some
no,
jazz, some
I
smooth
can't.
jazz, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's not that. But the thing is, I really do like it though, and I don't know if it's mainly because I don't know music theory,
mm,
or I don't have not had any training lessons or anything like that. So it's like half the time I don't know what's going on, and the other half the time I'm liking what my ears are hearing, even though I don't know what's going on.
it's
So
true.
it's
Yeah.
like it's too because I'm not I haven't learned I'm not learned in that area.
Learned
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I'm like, I like it, but I'll stay away from it for now.
for now. So it is. It has piqued your interest at some point.
Yeah, it's something that I plan on.
No, I mean I don't think it was jazz, but there
Like,
was
yeah,
that one
I
piece.
don't want to say that I wish I could. No, that I plan on at some point getting into, like, I know what's going on here, and I can sort of kind of play
Dude, imagine being a
something.
session musician for a jazz band. Jesus Christ, what are you? How do you find your bearings? You know,
It's yeah.
that must be something. No, but you didn't you know a little bit of that jazz that one time you played in Modesto? We were like out at night. You ran into a random guy, and you're like, "Hey, guy, tell me if you like this." Or he saw you with a guitar and he asked you to play something, and you played like this, like
Oh, yeah,
smooth.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't jazz at all. No, it's
It
not
wasn't
jazz.
just.
It
It
wasn't
sounded
jazz.
jazzy.
It
Yeah.
was it's I don't know
It
what
was
the
like
what the genre is. It's like it was
you
like
you
no, it wasn't funk. It was
you
groovy.
invented it. You invented it on the
It
spot.
has a category. I'm not
Category.
too familiar with it to know what it's called.
It sounded like easy, like it's like smooth jazz, like something you would hear in the background, but it's like smooth. Oh, here it
I
is.
remember I know what piece it is.
This man.
It was
Yes, yes.
practice singing well, but yeah, it was that. It was.
It's that. Yes, yes, it is exactly that. All right. It is, yeah.
It's like I don't know what style of music that we're falling into. I know it has like a lot of
Yeah, slaps.
slaps and pops. Yeah.
It sounds funky. It's like it sounds like you could easily transition into play that funky music, white boy.
Yeah. And it just goes to
Nice. Nice.
it's like harmonics, but then you hammer on. It's very
In
just a lot of that. Just,
bend, a wobbly bend.
yeah, like there's a lot of is it vibrato? No, it's a
Emeron, bend.
and then you bend the neck.
Damn. In your opinion, should I get that travel guitar? It's about $200.
If it'll make you play, yes.
Damn.
Because that's what happened with the 8 string that I got.
Mm.
I didn't need it. I wanted it, but after I got it, I it made me play more.
Okay.
You know, it alone it gave me like 4 or 5 new melodies or little songs that I had never made. I had never had an idea for those songs that inspired me to make. But getting it into my hands, mate, and listening to other players and similar styles and this and all, like, gave me the inspiration. Like, oh, hey, this sounds cool. Let me see what I can do with it, and I liked it.
Because of what I just explained to you about how my day goes, that's the thing. Sometimes I'll have random bursts of uh, urges to want to play guitar at like 12 at midnight or 1, right? But the house is
Yeah.
asleep. And this, even just like playing as quietly as possible, like it's still like pretty loud. So I was thinking like with that travel guitar, if I just have it like next to my bed, whenever that happens, I can now with confidence
Well,
start
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it'll
moving
help
around,
you
right?
play more, if it'll inspire you to like you look over it and like that's pretty sick. Let me pick it up.
I'm gonna
You
buy it
know,
right now,
if
will it? Twist my
if if
arm, like
if
don't you?
if it does that to you, or you feel like, yeah, like I really want it because of that, or the added convenience of playing without disturbing the rest of the household, I'd say go for it.
So it comes in a couple of flavors. I was thinking about getting the nylon string because it is my go-to over
Yeah.
the steel string. Right. All right, Willie, damn it.
If you want
Stop.
that sound, yeah, like I'm not gonna try to be like, oh no, the steel string is better, or the electric one, or I think they have an acoustic one as well, an
Yeah,
acoustic feeling one,
yeah.
even though it's still like the tiny little body. But the point is, it's whatever sound you like that I feel like you should get. If it's the nylon that you like, just get the nylon version.
Because
Those I think you can plug in as well.
Yeah, yeah, you can. I've looked at reviews on YouTube, and it is the best reviewed, cheapest travel guitar. Anything below this is just crap. Just all around. Just
Just avoid
everyone.
it.
Yeah, everyone. Just every other travel guitar that I've looked up reviews. That's cheaper than that. It's flat out just don't buy this. Maybe if you're just interested in practicing your fingering, which you can do on your regular guitar anyways. Don't waste your money on this. This one is at the lowest end of a travel guitar that I've seen good reviews. It's like it's good sound. You can plug it in. The only downside is no volume because there's no room for it. Oh, the Porta mini amp. Is that what that is? Oh, what?
It
Send me the
plugs
link.
into your it plugs into your electric guitar. Right here's the jack. It plugs in. It has a battery in the back, and then you plug your headphones in there, and you're playing your electric guitar with. I have this one which is clean tones, and it has some effects, and I have this one that's distorted guitar. That's like
Damn.
metal, you know.
Yeah.
So this, but they're a little cumbersome just because of where this ends up on the guitar body and how you put the guitar on your body.
Okay.
Whereas those travel ones, I think they have the headphone jack built in already.
Hmm.
So you play
Yeah.
it,
In and
if
out.
it might feel a little bit better because like you don't have this sticking out of the guitar. But this lets you play whatever guitar you are. Like for me, I can play
Hmm.
my 8 string through this into the semi truck when I'm at a rest stop, at a truck stop in Oregon. You
Yeah.
know, and this lets me play almost as if I was plugged in at home to the truck's audio system and not to headphones. You can use
Hmm.
headphones with these. So that's what these are. That's why I got these in case I ever wanted to play at night.
Damn. Dear
But
Lord.
but but yeah, that's what I was saying. You should probably just get that the travel guitar.
Well,
If if it'll help you play, if it'll make you play, get it.
it's already paid for, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Just get it again and give it to me.
It's right. I was gonna say we could all like use the travel guitar, I think, and travel with it. It looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, it's functional enough so that I've seen serious musicians like when they plug it into their sound system, it sounds good, or as good as something like that can sound. No no body to speak of. It's basically just all neck. Like all the plugs and like headphone stuff is over here,
Yeah.
and it just ends here. Like it's pretty neat. I I hope
Just get it, Mike. Get it again.
I did. Oh,
Get it harder.
I got the nylon one. It's gonna be sick. And I know my mom's gonna complain like, why are you wasting your money? I'd be like,
But it's like, hey, at least now you won't wake her up at night when you're playing guitar.
true. Like it has happened where my mom does like come into my room, shut the hell up. It's 3 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, damn, you're hurting my artist soul right now.
Yeah, she
Like
threw
this,
off your groove.
you threw off my groove. Like it's stuff like that kind of makes me hesitant. But I think you're right. I think this is something that I uh not needed, right? Because at the end of the day, I could play during the day, but it will
I forgot. I was
go
like, why am I
away.
sleepy, like tired? But it's like I worked this morning. I
Oh
got up at 3, left my house around 4, got to the yard around 4:30 ish. Put everything into the truck, connected hooked up to the trailer, and then I was on the road by 5 o'clock. I forgot that was today.
was it like a local delivery?
Yeah. So we haven't done out of state deliveries in a while.
Hmm.
So it was all just local. Like I mean, I went to Sacramento. It was far, but like I mean, I'm home every day.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is that the dream? I remember back when you were first starting, like local,
Yes,
consistent.
but not unloading yourself.
Mm,
So this is a meanwhile, while I get my at least my year of experience as a Class A driver, and then try to hop over to a different job where I'm not really touching the freight or whatever it is I'm delivering.
mhm.
Like
Jeez.
honestly, I liked going out of state. It was like a 4-day trip,
Yeah, I
you know,
noticed.
living out of
Jeez.
the semi, but I liked it. I
Country,
enjoyed it. It was fun.
country road. Dude, you
Yeah,
make them look like mini vacations, man. Like, I'll
that's what
go.
it felt. Honestly, that's what it felt like. Cause look, it's one day of driving, and then you gotta take your legally uh ordained, you're legally mandated 10 hours off, and then the second day. So like for example, I leave Sunday at night, right? So by Monday morning around 10:30 ish, I'd get to Oregon and like essentially maxing out my hours. And then like because I got so far early enough, the next day I don't like instead of just having 10 hours off and immediately getting back to work, now I have like an extra 4 or 5 hours on top of my 10. So like I'd have which I wouldn't mind. So some people would leave. They would leave so that when they max out their hours day one, they barely have enough time to take their 10 hours to keep going so that they're not late for their first stop. You know.
Mhm.
So like say for example, uh, you could leave 5 hours early, right? But then you'd get to Oregon and you'd have 5 hours of just sitting there before you can do anything. I don't mind it. Like I don't mind leaving earlier and then having that extra time over there, as opposed to I can leave. I can stay 4 hours longer at my house and then leave, and then I leave. So essentially, I leave 5 hours later.
Mhm.
But by the time I get to Oregon, I have to hurry up and clock off, hurry up and like try to just get my 10 hours in real quick, and then clock back, go back on duty as soon as possible, so that
Mhm.
I'm not late to my first stop. I'd rather scoot that further back,
Okay.
leave earlier in the trip. That way, while I take my 10, I have an extra 5 hours before I have to do anything. Like for example, if I have to clock on at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
I don't wanna be clocking out at 1 p.m. For example, I keep saying for example. Say I clock off by 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. 10 hours is what, 11 p.m., right?
Yeah.
And then I have to clock on immediately because I have to keep going or else I'm going to be late, right? So if I leave earlier, instead of clocking out at 1 p.m., I clock out, I don't know, at 11.
Hmm.
So now instead of having 10 hours off, I don't have to clock on till 11 to keep going. But because I've clocked off at 11, now I have 12 hours, you know?
Okay.
So I left my house, I left my hometown earlier. That means that whenever I get to where I have to stop, I have more time. And so I don't know. Some people would uh, leaving their schedule really tight, and I just enjoy going hella early because either way, the company doesn't really care
Hmm.
because since it's government regulated my hours.
Hmm.
Uh, I need 10 hours off regardless. So even if I go to Oregon and I have my 10 hours off, if I have an extra 5 hours off because it's still too early for me to clock on, the company is not paying me, so they don't care that I'm there. Like it's essentially up to the driver. It's like, well, do you want to be out there an extra 5 hours just sitting there doing nothing,
You're like,
Or do
yes,
you want to, or
absolutely.
do you want to leave your house 5 hours later? So when you get there, you only have 10 hours off, and then you're immediately back on the clock.
Okay.
So because I would leave early enough, let's say it's Sunday at night, right? Monday at 0 100 hours
Hmm.
by 10:30 ish, almost 11, because you have to take your 30-minute break. I'd be done, where I need to go, and then I don't have to clock back in till like 3 a.m. So from, let's just say 12 on Monday, that's 12 hours, makes it midnight,
Hmm.
plus another 3 hours because I don't have to clock in until 3 a.m. That's a total of 15 hours as opposed to just 10. Because I feel way more comfortable. I feel like I'm on vacation. I'm out there doing whatever you want. You could even, if you want, because you have so much hour, you can literally go for a hike. Because Oregon's it's very nice, dude. There's a lot of mountains up there.
Ah,
Like a lot of rest areas near, like in the mountains. So if you want, you could take stuff with you and just go for a hike, a 2 3 hour hike if you want.
I do want. I
And
do
so that's
want.
why I enjoy going over the road because like
Damn.
it's one day of driving. The second day, I would start my deliveries. You'd be done almost some for the most part. You'd be done the same day,
Mm.
and then the third day is mostly driving back, and then the fourth day is finishing the rest of the drive. Fourth day usually the shortest one, but it doesn't matter. Like overall, your hours add up to about 40 a week. Sometimes more. But it's nice. Honestly, it's nice. I like doing that more than just doing local and like hurrying up because I have to get back, because I have to have my 10 hours off because
Yeah.
tomorrow I have to leave the yard at 2 a.m. So if I, like for example, like they'll send me like for Monday, right? Like, oh hey, you have to be in Bakersfield. You have to be there at 6 a.m. So like, okay, so I have to leave at this time, and by the time I get back on Monday, by the time I'm already coming home, and they send me the loadout for the day for Tuesday.
Hmm.
If they tell me it's like, oh, you have to leave, essentially, if I have to clock on, I have to make sure that whatever time they tell me I have to do my first appointment, I clock on before. How do I explain it?
How do you
I
explain?
I can't if I get out too late, right? If I get off of work too late, legally I still have to take 10 hours, right? So like say that I get off late at 6 p.m. My 10
Hmm.
hours isn't up till 4 a.m. the next day.
Hmm.
But that's gonna make me late to get to Bakersfield because to get to Bakersfield at 6 a.m. it's like a 4.5 hour drive in a semi. Just to say
Hmm.
5 hours plus your 30-minute break. So you see what I mean? So it's like I need to make sure that by 12 or 0 100 hours Tuesday, my 10 hours are already up. Meaning, if you count backwards, 10 hours from midnight is 2 p.m., right? So Monday, I have to make sure that I'm back at home by 2 p.m. So I have to hurry up that day to get all my deliveries done as fast as possible so that I can get back to the yard, put everything away and clock off so that by the time I take my 10 hours off, I'm still on time for the next day.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you get out too late, say you get off at 3, that means my 10 hours isn't up till 1 a.m. I'm already like an hour behind to get to Bakersfield at 6 or 5:30 or whatever.
Hmm.
So that's the one thing about this job local that I don't like. Like you always feel rushed because you have to hurry up because you have to make sure that 10-hour gap that you legally have to take
Hmm.
doesn't fall over to the next day and then pushes your start time later than what you need it to be because then you're late.
Mm.
Whereas when you're going over the road, it's just you have more control. Give yourself more time, do all your deliveries, and then it's like, hey, just drive back whenever. Like it's more relaxed. Plus, it's cooler. I like going through Oregon and
And
Washington.
it does look cool.
Even when
Okay,
I went
so
to Nevada, it was really nice. Like through the desert ish type of
hmm,
terrain. It was cool.
damn. Wait, Nevada's the one with Lake Tahoe, isn't it?
Isn't that Las? No, Nevada's. Wait, is it Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, Lake Tahoe's in Nevada.
Las
No, it's
Vegas is in Nevada, right?
yes.
Yeah, I've done deliveries in Las Vegas.
You've gone to Las Vegas.
Yeah, which is it kind of reminds me of LA, like
Oh,
the
okay.
traffic, and I hate LA.
Oh, so it's awful. Yeah, so it's the
It's
worst.
awful. It's awful.
It's awful. No,
But
there's not.
going there is fun. Staying
Okay,
around there is cool. Doing
okay.
the deliveries on the outskirts of the city, I have no issues with.
Mhm.
It's when you have to go into the city that sucks.
Okay.
LA, I hate LA. I hate driving in LA.
The
It's just
no, the traffic is horrible, and I heard the homeless situation is just the worst over there. Like it's
well, it's not that because it's not just that. It's just that as a trucker, everything's so small and tight. You and
giggity.
whenever you need to stop and pull over, like all the truck stops are either full or you have to pay to park because of how
Yeah,
cramped everything is, and it just sucks.
that makes
Which is
sense.
why you
That would
have to
suck.
like try to hurry up and schedule everything so that you're out of the city around the time that you have to take your 10 hours off.
What's the
Whereas if
worst
it
driving you've or area you've had to drive by?
LA,
Oh, so it's
it's
because of the
LA's
just
I hate LA. Even
the
going
worst.
through LA to get to San Diego,
Mm,
and not like the border San Diego, but like San Diego, but like in the because I've been to San Diego. I forgot the name. I forget the name of the cities or the town, whatever, in San Diego. But
Central or something?
it feels like it's very mountainous. Like it's if everything it feels very open. It's like when you're coming to Modesto on the 580, the two lane
Mhm.
580. You know
Yeah,
how you see hills on left and to your left and to your right.
yeah.
I've done deliveries in San Diego that pretty much looks like that.
Okay.
So you're just on the freeway, and then it's like I get off on the freeway, and like the deliveries are like right there. And it's like I'm not in the city like in San Jose or LA in this case. But
Sounds
I
great.
hate LA. I hate driving through LA. I hate driving in LA
Everything
and San
about it.
Francisco. San Francisco is bad too, but I hate LA more.
For different reasons or the exact same
Same thing
reasons?
for the same thing.
Okay.
Well,
Makes
I say I
sense.
hate LA more mainly because I've been in San Francisco once,
Mhm.
and I've been to LA more
Multiple
no.
times.
I just no. Please no. I hate it.
Um, Speaking of those areas, I saw on the news that Death Valley is reaching record heat wave. Right, it's the hottest place on Earth, and it's currently breaking its own heat record, and that it's going to spread to other Californian areas. Right, unfortunately.
Mm.
Uh, and I know that heat is the one weather you're not built for. I noticed that you have a low tolerance for it. Uh,
I have the AC on. When I leave the house in the morning, I leave it on. So by the time I get back, the room's still ice cold.
oh, okay.
Like
Wait.
I can't like I don't mind that the electric bill goes up.
Mhm,
I'll gladly pay the difference for whatever the charges end up being,
mhm.
just because
That
I hate the heat that
that
much. I
little
don't care if it's
AC.
three. I don't care if it's $300 or $400 more. I will gladly pay that as long as I get to have cold air
Wait,
in
that
there.
little AC is cools that keeps your room cool.
Yeah, yeah. I have that.
The one.
The ceiling fan, which helps, and then on my door, I have that like tubing in the mesh material where you slide it and it seals the bottom of the door.
Oh, okay.
So like that
Also,
way it keeps
your
it cool in
room.
here and keeps the heat out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on there, so that helps.
No, I definitely need some kind of setup for that end of my room. As you remember, my room is hotter than the rest of the house for some reason.
Yeah,
I actually have two fans on me right now. There's this one in the back that's currently
yeah.
pointed right at my back, and there's another one there that I also used to get double teamed, get DP'd by
Well, I mean,
fire.
they have like AC units that are like stand up, like that you can face them towards you. So
That
it's
sounds
not like a fan. It's like an AC unit thingy. I don't know how much the price
that
is.
sounds expensive, Willie. I'm not
Mike,
making
you're
Joe
expensive.
Rogan money. I am. I just bought that guitar, and I can't. Why isn't it here yet?
Because you didn't buy it yesterday.
Because that's true, and it's coming from Bakersfield, I believe. So it should be here within like
Let's just
next
go pick it
week.
up.
Right? We get a road trip, fight through the
So,
COVIDs.
dude, it's so hot over there though in Bakersfield.
Yeah, they're like in the middle of the valley. F that. Forget that.
It's Bakersfield and Modesto or
In the
and
valley.
Fresno, I think. Yeah, and Fresno.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Just insanely hot.
I cannot imagine living in that part of California. I need to be either northern or somewhere in the bay where the ocean breeze keeps it from getting too hot.
Oregon, dude, Oregon's badass. It's hella fresh over there.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more expensive to live over there than it is here.
I don't know.
If I were to make more money over there working, then maybe. But
It's also fresh over there. It's still California, but like way up north, like towards the ocean.
like
Eureka.
the Emerald Coast, as they
Yeah,
say.
Eureka. Eureka over there by that area, like that's really nice up there.
You been there? Delivery?
Yeah, I've done a delivery there where I drove there, did my delivery, and then I drove as much as I could on the way back, and I had to take my 10 hours off in the truck, and then I drove back the rest of the way the day after.
I
So it's like one of
know.
those. It's a 2-day delivery.
Okay, so it's close enough, but not, but far enough.
Well, legally as a Class A driver, you can't do it in one trip
Okay,
because you can only drive 11 hours.
so going once
Yeah, so I
and
can
then
get there and then an hour back. So like I was able to get there. It's 11 hours, and you can only be on the clock for 14 hours.
straight.
Yeah, and yeah. So there's no way I can legally in a commercial vehicle get there and back. If I was in my own car, you can get there and back. No one cares because I'm not driving a commercial vehicle. So it doesn't matter that I have a Class A. I'm not driving a commercial vehicle when you're in your own car. When I'm driving a semi, I have to make sure that that's why I'm able to get there, do the delivery, and I drove about an hour back, and then I had to find somewhere to pull over and just stay the night.
Um, that part of California, I know or I've heard, it's like the nice part of California. Like it's the
Yeah,
rich.
it's like
Yeah,
mountains. It's all the 101, dude. It's all nice up
yeah,
there, dude.
yeah. It's I don't know. Have you been to what's
It,
a
it
good
kind of
approximation?
reminds me of that one scene in it's like Jurassic Park 3, where they're going through like the cameras moving through, and like the fog's sort of lifting, and you see like all the mountains and the green trees and the hills, and it looks pretty
Damn.
sick. That's what that
Okay.
over there looks like. It
Damn,
looks badass.
the way you describe it, yeah, it makes me wanna at least.
And like there's plenty of places where you could pull over on the side, like on the side of the road with like almost 2 miles wide where you can just go ahead and park.
Inhale, just
And there's like a running river slash lake further down you could walk to. It's nice.
are you trying to seduce me?
I told you that one the one, it's not a freeway, highway, the route, I don't know, into Oregon, it's badass, dude. Like this, you're
Mm.
literally driving on the edge of the road with like water, the whole big ass lake to your right. It's badass. Like like I
Really?
guarantee you'd love it.
I don't even have a license,
It
Willie. What do
was
you?
it's like a thousand times better than when we were biking around the reservoir, up by Santa Cruz.
Mhm.
You know how you had your fixed seat and you were like, "I'm gonna die" because we were going downhill too fast. Yeah,
That
you
was
know
horrible.
how we were riding around with the reservoir, I guess to our right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was to our right.
this was like a thousand times more. scenic, more gorgeous than that. You know, it's
Damn.
just it was the sights, dude. The sights were
Not
the scenery.
majestic as Fook, as they say. Willie, I don't even have a license. Why do you tempt me with things I can't have?
Because if you're saying next time
What
I
do
go, you could just, you know, I have a bunk bed in the semi.
I, hey, well, speaking
Just
of
bring your guitar and that's it.
my travel guitar,
Yeah, that's there you go. It's
that's
all
what it's
coming
for. Coming together.
all coming together.
Man, I want to because lately I've been the way my schedule works. I'll have was it like 4 days off in a row? Like if I wanted to, I could have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, and then I'd have to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday. But the point is, 4 days. I could swing that. Do you want to, Willie? Is that even possible during COVID scares?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing Oregon and Washington deliveries
Hmm.
during the whole COVID.
Okay.
Like when it first started, like where people were panic buying everything.
Toilet
Arizona too.
toilet
Sorry, not
paper.
Arizona, Nevada.
Jesus. Oh my God. Speaking of man,
Also,
insufferable.
my phone's on low battery, so you know.
What time is it? Let's see.
And I'm using this to talk, so I can't unplug this. That's the one thing I hate about this thing. It doesn't have a headphone jack, so I can't charge it while using the headset, the earphones.
So you don't have the dongle that splits up.
No,
Dongle
you
life.
can't plug two things to one hole. What is that?
It's
What are
the
you doing?
dongle.
Stop that. What kind of? I don't want to know what kind of dongle that is.
It's good for you. Just get it.
Dongle?
Dongle
The international symbol for dongle?
for sign language.
Yeah.
You didn't know that? Damn
Uh,
it, Willie.
oh, was it? Saul was telling me earlier that this dude asked a Canadian something. And it was funny because that's the whole joke was what he said was like a. So he asked a Canadian like, "Hey, is it true that Canadians always answer questions with questions?" And the Canadian was like, "What? Who said that? Who told you that?" Literally did what the guy asked him. Like, oh, is it? Yeah, he straight up asked him, "Is it true that Canadians always answer with questions?" And they're like, "Where'd you hear that? Who told you that?"
So it's true that Harry Potter has come to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Mm. Unbelievable. Mm. How do you deal with the existential crisis? Oh,
by by just touching it. That's how you deal with the
it's like
existential crisis.
it's like by shredding. Observe.
That would,
It's that meme of what's his name? The crab from SpongeBob when he's lifting. Observe.
oh yeah,
What is
this is the
that?
one. This is the one that we paint. Oh, that's the fret wrap. The one that the thing that mutes, kind of like helps you mute the strings so that they don't ring.
Mm.
So
Does it
if you're playing over here, you won't hear
mm.
them if you.
Is it
So
cleaner?
when you yeah, that's essentially the whole point. It tidies up all the noise. Oh god,
Uh, when are you gonna break in my Strat?
well, I have to go get it.
True. Oh dear, looks like you'll just have to come and get it then. I'll I'll oil her up, and I think the strings. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
this.
change them.
I was gonna say one. Well, you would probably have to because I think one of them was rusting over.
I would change them.
Do you have any nylon strings that you recommend? I forgot which ones you recommended for these that
Those
I
are
got.
the Dario Pro Arts. I think that's what those are.
Yeah, no, they're nice as food. Like I'm pretty satisfied with them. Like they
Yeah,
work good.
I think those are the D'Addario Pro X art. I don't know. It's like a black package. They look really nice.
I got your black package right here
Oh
below the
God, not
screen.
right now, Mike.
Well, this is the
And
best
then right
time.
now I'm using these. I don't know if you can see the.
String joy.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Oh,
for
heavy
8 strings,
vinyl.
it's 11 through 90.
Wow, specifically for 8 strings, huh? How, I mean, for some reason, I always imagined you getting a fan fret or a true tone before an 8 string.
I would have wanted to get true temperament frets, but they're more expensive, harder to
Yeah.
come by, as opposed
Hmm.
to fan fret. Fan fret, you can just just order it and you're good to go. I don't even know if you can really.
Oh,
Yeah, so they start like this,
yeah.
and then they start going upright, and then they start going like this.
I, for some reason, I recall fan frets being just more, the angle being more severe, or is it? Are they different in the world of fan frets?
You can't really. Should be able to tell the difference, I think.
Yeah.
Uh there's different angles.
Okay.
Some are more severe than others. Some of them are barely any angle at all. It depends.
What is the point of a fan fret in your opinion? Because you have one, so
Um,
I'm curious.
this the lowest string
Hmm.
sounds clearer because it's longer.
Hmm.
You know, the from the point where it leaves the nut to all the length all the way to where it reaches the bridge
Hmm.
is longer than the high E string,
Okay.
right? So because you're giving it more room, you're able to tune lower without losing intonation or without the string sounding too muddy because you have to go with a thicker string.
Do you have to
So
tune differently?
no, so for me the main benefit of the fan fret or is or if it was a longer scale, what's it called, that is you're able to reach lower notes clearer,
Hmm.
and the strings don't have to be super thick, so they feel just as good as like the tiny ones.
Okay.
That's essentially the whole point, is so that the lower strings sound better than if it was just a regular straight scale all the way. Because when it's a straight scale, then the higher strings, the frets are bigger, so maybe they're not as easy to like bend or whatnot. May I feel like the longer scale high E's either they tend to snap, so that's what they tune them to be, depending on how long the guitar is. This one is 25 and a half inches on the smaller side. From so the first string from the nut to the bridge, 25 and a half, and it goes to 27 inches. So it increases by 1.5 inches, right? That's what the fan ends up
Hmm.
doing. So that this low string, I can get away with tuning it as low as I do because it still sounds pretty good. Than if it was just my other guitar, which is only 26 inches.
Hmm.
If you go too low, it just sounds bad. It sounds muddy. The second you start to put pressure on the frets on the
Hmm.
string behind the fret, it goes sharp. The string buzzes a lot. It's just, or you have to get thicker string, and then the notes sound dead. It's not a fun time. So the
And
fan fret is kind of like a middle of the way solution of the true temperament.
I was gonna say the advantage of a true temperament, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you get to hear notes as they are intended, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, no, actually, no. Fan frets wouldn't be the middle of the way. A fan fret is like a compromise, because like for the lower strings you want the string to be longer,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't want the higher strings you don't want them to be longer, or else you can't tune them up as high.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to. So when you fan the frets, the high strings are able to be shorter. That way, they feel like silky smooth when you're bending them or you're giving them the vibrato,
Mm-hmm.
and they sound brighter. And the low strings are able to maintain like the main thing is intonation, because the string is longer, but they sound better when the string is longer. It's kind of like why a bass is the reason it's so long
Mm-hmm.
is, because the note is so low that the longer the scaling, the clearer it sounds
Mm-hmm.
with the strings that it has. This guitar string, the thickest one on here, is tuned to a bass register,
Mm-hmm.
but it does not sound as good as a bass guitar playing the exact same note, because
Because
the
of the
bass
length.
guitar is a lot longer. It's at
Okay.
34 inches. Your standard scale length
Mm-hmm.
bass is 34 inches. This is only
Mm-hmm.
27.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Oh.
it was like
Oh.
7 inches longer. That low note is going to sound better on the bass than on this one. But then
Yeah.
again, that's because I'm tuned a little too low for what this guitar can handle. But enough. There's enough. What's it called? What's the word? What's the word for like it's within the margin for error is decent, or with the buffer zone. I
Uh.
forget
Yeah.
what
It's
what
what you can
the
get away
what
with
the
and
what
still
the
sound
word
good.
is, but
Yeah.
yeah. So it's enough that I can still get away with it, but like obviously I wish this was longer. Like I wish it was 26 and a half to 28 and a half.
In in your opinion, would you say a fretless guitar can accomplish the same thing as a true tone, a true temperament?
No, it all sound the fretless guitar has a different sound, because you no
Okay.
longer have the frets definitively cutting the string to a certain length to let the string ring.
Hmm.
Uh, that's why the fretless guitars and basses sound glassy,
Yeah. They
because
don't.
like
Yeah.
the
They don't sound.
the string gradually ends, as opposed to like the fret end. Like you press here, the string is cut exactly right there.
Yeah. It does sound not as clean. I guess that's the word.
And the thing with the true temperament frets,
Mm.
I think they're so specific that you can't really change the tuning on the guitar. Like
Oh, it has to be
it will
standard.
it has to forever live in whatever tuning the frets are set to. Because the lower you go, the lower you go, the longer the wider you want the frets. The
Hmm.
longer you want the string. So if you go lower, the frets like on the bass. If you go as low as the bass, the frets are like this wide at the first fret, whereas the first fret on your strat's probably like this.
Hmm.
Like because the note is a full octave below the strat. So the lower you go, or if you change the tuning, the frets have to be rearranged. That's why that's the one drawback I think the main drawback to the true temperament frets, aside from it being a more expensive option on whatever guitars even offer the option.
Is there a piece you've been wanting to hear in a true temperament? Like person like that you want to
No,
play
not
yourself.
really.
So there's nothing, there's no song that you want to hear as perfectly as possible.
Well, the thing is, like from people reviewing them, the
Mm.
true temperament frets, uh, some they'll they say like it goes back to the what we started this whole thing with is
Mm.
it sounds like you're playing notes and not music. Like just I don't
Oh.
know. They were saying I feel something about it just doesn't feel like home, or it's a little weird, or
You think that's
it's
just a
kind
comfort thing?
maybe.
Like no, like who is even like comfortable with a true temperament. You know, like nobody is like trained in them. No one grew up learning on a true everyone starts
Well,
off, you know,
the thing
on
is,
maybe basic.
like where it's where we live too. Like your whole life you've heard music set in what is it, Western standard
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
Everything that music is in our world.
yeah,
Whereas like in other places they have like microtonal guitars, music
yeah. Or like a
that
sitar. Yeah.
sounds weird to us because it's like, oh, it's a little jarring, it's a little different or whatever,
Hmm.
because it's just not what we grew up with or what we. It's like, hey, here's E standard E to E, and everything's like on a piano, the notes are divided and this and like it's kind of like spaced out and I don't know music. It's it's complicated.
So, um,
So
for
the true
example,
temperament frets kind of make it like it sounds a little off because it's not. It doesn't give you that margin for error when it
I was
comes
gonna
to the
say
notes.
it sounds a little off because it's not a little off.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, like, let's say you hear for release on a true temperament, would it would you be able to tell that it's on a true temperament?
I don't know. We'd have to like I'd have to get one and then try it out for
Because
myself. But from what people, I'm just going based on what people have said on their reviews of like why they don't like it or why they do like
right.
it or whatever.
No, well, it's because the thing that for release is originally on a piano, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is that on a piano,
But
or this,
it was written in an equal temperament uh piano, right?
yeah, I was gonna say, are
Like
pianos
it was
true
written with
temperament?
music. It was no, it was written in the music that I think that's equal temperament, not a true temperament.
Oh, so there.
Notes.
Oh, is that what the boy in the band said? Like, there's a certain chord that will never be able to be tuned right for some reason.
Yeah, because of how Western music divides the
The
notes,
sound, yeah.
like the sound. It's all like guitars technically aren't perfect like as they are right now because
Mm.
the way the notes are divided or tuned or I don't know. It's weird.
Yes,
And then the whole some people prefer to
that is a
tune
flaw.
to 440 hertz
Yeah.
to A 440 and some people prefer to tune to A at 432 and it's like slightly off but slightly I don't know. It's all whatever you like. So I'm not saying true temperament is oh, it's too weird. It's niche. Don't do it. I'm just saying, like, from what people have said, they don't like it. Why they don't like it? It's because it doesn't sit well with with the music or with the other stuff that they're playing. But then that's like, okay, what if everyone had a true temperament
I
guitar?
was gonna say.
What if that was the norm? Then I'm pretty sure it'd be different.
So, but you wouldn't get one yourself.
No, if I could, I would. I don't want a true temperament guitar with true temperament frets.
So right now, the bass that you're trying to get is actually more interesting to you.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather right now just get a bass because it's cheaper than getting a guitar with true temperament frets.
Okay. The bass that you're getting, it's not an acoustic bass, right?
No, it was an electric 7-string bass, but
Is it a bass with seven
at
strings?
at first they told me they lost it somewhere in shipping, and then
Okay.
like they told me, oh, you know what? It's probably just gonna take longer because of COVID, so just wait. And then I waited a month after a month of waiting already. So 2 months
Mhm,
later, after it supposedly shipped,
mhm.
I just sent them an email and say, "Hey, I just want a refund." They're like, "All right, we'll hand this case over to the guy, I guess, or the department in charge of the refunds and whatnot." And they were just like, "Oh, we just want to make sure we want confirmation that you'll if it arrives, you'll send it back." And I was like, yeah, if I get it, I'll send you guys an email and I'll send it back or whatever. But right now, I just want a refund because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, when it's taking that long, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll send it back. Like, right? Like it's ever you don't even expect it for it to come to your
Yeah, like
house
I'm pretty
at
sure
all.
it's not gonna get here. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I checked the tracking. It still says that it's in the parcel export trans area in Europe. Like it
Wait,
hasn't
wait,
even left Europe.
where's it coming from?
Germany, Germany, Europe. Yeah, right.
Deutschland? Deutschland? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, that is uh yeah, no,
Oh wait, no,
it's
Europe's not Germany, is it? Ah, dude, I'm so bad with maps.
with not America.
Yeah. Well, I'm bad with
No.
America as it is, as it stands, as it
So
were.
it's worse.
It's just yeah, worse.
So the one you are getting, where is that one coming from?
I think it's from the U.S. The one that I want to
Okay.
buy, it's another
Yeah.
inexpensive one. It's a 5-string bass,
Okay.
but I think
Is
it's within the U.S. It's made in China or whatever or Korea,
yeah. But the point is,
but
it's shipping from the U.S.
it ships within the U.S. Yeah,
So you should get it within what 2 weeks tops after
maybe
order
I
after.
think in about a week, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks after you place the order and it finally ships, and then you get it. Yeah, probably like about 2 weeks
Yeah. That's what I suspect. Hopefully, the guy that I bought the travel guitar from ships it tomorrow, which means I'll get it like
today.
Tuesday. That would be sick if they had like the Amazon Prime deal going.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Oh, I gotta go because I gotta go to the go. I gotta
No
go
man.
meet Poseidon again.
Is that what you call your
Yeah, sessions on the throne. Yeah, meeting with Poseidon.
well, he deserves it. Give him
I sent
hell.
you the well the meme was like Poseidon's kiss.
Oh
You know
yeah,
when
when it
you're on the
sprinkles up.
toilet,
Yeah.
yeah, and the water splashes up and you get that one drop, and then
uh,
they drew it
Poseidon's
so it looks like Poseidon just kissing your ass cheek.
kiss.
You know, Poseidon's kiss. Yeah, so
uh,
that's the whole meeting with Poseidon is that.
oh, meeting with Poseidon. For some reason, my first instinct was you got a dog named Poseidon.
Oh no, no, it's just I'm on the bathroom. Like I'm on the toilet. I'm in the bathroom. I'm meeting with Poseidon.
All right, well, give him hell.
So
Either
that
way,
and my phone's about to die. So
good. I'm
stupid.
glad.
I don't have the dongle.
One's for
What the
charging, the other one's
hell?
for listening.
And together, with our powers combined.
Goodbye. You get a dongle.
Oh
Apple
Lord.
life. Man, I wish you could take my driving test for me on Monday, but that was the brakes.
Just remember to rev your engine, flip the other guy off, and 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 it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, as
Jeremiah,
long as you.
winning is winning. Words to live by. Any
Yeah. All
final
right.
words to say to your adoring fans before I stop recording?
Don't be dumb.
You heard it here, folks. Don't be dumb. Good night.